Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry's Sisters Review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell somebody to tell somebody. But if not, just sit back, relax, and let's just get right into this messy thing. Now, y'all already see the title. Messy Brunch. The way that we became the messy brunch. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That's them. That's every last one of these heifers. The damn messy brunch. So let's just get into it. Now, y'all can call me a hater. I don't really care. But I'm one of those people who feel like, why is Fatima at this brunch in the first damn place? Where are her friends? Where is Angela? Where your friends at? Now, I have no problem with Fatima being or doing lunch with Andy because we've already established that her and Andy are friends. They have a friendship. They have a liking to each other. Whatever their dynamic is, that's already, to me, has been cemented. It is what it is. But the fact that Fatima is at brunch with Danny, Andy, and Sabrina is wild to me. It is absolutely wild to me. Now, we know that initially Danny did invite Karen out to brunch, and Karen was like, nah, y'all gonna be drinking. I ain't gonna be able to. I'll pass. So she was invited and she declined. So what I have gathered is that anytime these ladies go out and Karen decides that she doesn't want to go or she's not gonna be in attendance, then that's when they invite Fatima. And in my mind, if I was Fatima, my thought process would be, I'm not finna be second best. I am not going to be your alternate when Karen decides she doesn't want to be a part or hang out. I'm not going to do that. But obviously, that's what's been happening. I'm going to need the writers to provide a little bit more context because as they're talking and they're talking about therapy at this point, Fatima tells them, it's worked wonders on me. You guys have seen my change. I said, they don't even know you. Or do they? Do they know Fatima enough to be able to verify and confirm that they have witnessed a change in her behavior? Because if so, that means these four women hang out quite a bit, which is wild. Like I said, that is absolutely wild to me. The fact that Fatima is hanging out with every woman that Karen considers a friend, I'm sorry, that's a little demented. There is something in that just don't sit well with me. And I know that there are some people who feel like it's not a big deal. Karen should get over it. I've seen so many comments, and even the people who I have had a dialogue with over social media was like, Karen need to get over it, and Karen just should have went over there and sat down. So y'all can drag her. First of all, whatever the character of Karen did in this moment, she was going to get dragged regardless. Whether she walked out or whether she went over there and may not have been in the best attitude, she was going to get dragged. And I don't care what people say. If you walked into a restaurant and you see your best friends, the people who you consider your sisters, with a person who you don't rock with like that, and you already know what the situation is, they know what the situation is, you wouldn't feel any type of way. I have a hard time to believe that. I don't care how mature you are as an individual, and I feel like I'm a very matured individual. I feel like I am a very evolved individual. However, I'm still a person with feelings. And I just feel like Karen did what was best for her in that moment, which is just, okay, I'm going to just remove myself. I'm going to choose me and my stress-free life, and I don't want to deal with the drama. So I'm just going to remove myself, which I felt that was the mature thing to do if she felt she couldn't just go over there and, enjoy her brunch. Why would I want to be around somebody I don't rock with like that and pretend and be phony? I would have left too. The thing that gets me about this brunch is that they began to talk about this baby that Karen is carrying. And Sabrina, who has been toying with the idea of motherhood and family, she asked the lady, she poses the question, have they thought about children? And that's when, Fatima states that she wants to have two children of her own. but she got to deal with the two that's not hers at the moment. And then all of a sudden, Danny says, well, it might not be Zach baby after all, And Fatima states, so you don't feel it's Zach's baby either, which means you and I are in agreement. This is where, if you guys listen to our Sister's Keeper Wednesday night after the show, I was a little under the weather, so I really couldn't go in like I want to. And I'm going to really try to refrain myself and restrain myself because I don't want to get demonetized. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be careful with the verbiage that's going to be used in this section of the video. Now, when Danny said that, I have always felt, and if you have listened to me from the very beginning, y'all know Danny was the sister that I just could not rock with like that. Because I have always felt that underneath it all, Danny is a mean-ass, bitter individual, disguised under the guise of the keep it real friend. I'm all for keeping it real. I'm all for being honest. But when your truth and your honesty is combined with bitterness, I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that because a lot of the things that Danny says is under the belt. First of all, I don't believe any of these women are Karen's friends. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck to you. I don't believe they're her friends. And if they do consider themselves friends, I have a hard time really grasping that idea. Because there is no way in hell I could sit at a table and talk about my friend in any way that is not in an uplifting light to someone who I know don't really do her like that, where there's already tension in the air when it comes to these two individuals because of their situation. When Danny made that statement, she was wrong as hell. Sabrina and Andy were wrong as hell for not saying anything, for not correcting Danny in that moment. They said nothing. They kind of went along with it. And I remember even last Wednesday night, and I was going with my good sis Erica, and I was really vibing, when she was like, Sabrina was kind of out of it, and because Sabrina didn't say anything. And I was like, okay, I was going in that direction. But then when I went back and watched it again, that scene, when Danny told, when they were talking about therapy, and Danny told Fatima, well, if anybody had stopped you from, not shooting Karen, and Sabrina was like, yes. I said, what the hell? Did you just co-sign Danny's bullshit? Really? You just co-signed it. Really, Sabrina? That's what you did. You co-signed it. And I'm going to play it so y'all can see it. But you co-signed this mess.
Well, if anybody's kept you from shooting Karen, then yes. There you go. I got it.
Of all the people who I thought Andy could kiss my ass because she's not ever going to stand up for Karen, Danny's not going to stand up for Karen because she got her own personal issues with Karen. But the one person who I thought would say something in that moment was Sabrina, because Sabrina has always been very territorial and protective of her friends. And I did not see that play out when they were at that messy ass brunch. And I was taken aback. I was disturbed because at any given moment, and I know just as a community of those of us who watch Sisters, we have always talked about like these women don't act like they're friends. These women don't act like they're sisters. These women really act like they just basically tolerate one another because they have history. That's what it feels like. And watching Wednesday night's episode when they were at the brunch, it felt like those feelings were manifested through the verbiage and through their actions because nobody stood up for Karen. Nobody said anything. And I just have a hard time grasping that I have to watch, 21 more episodes of them smiling in Karen's face, being there for her, encouraging her. But then when you was with the one person who you should have kept your damn thoughts to yourself with, you exploited them.
Mm-hmm. It might not be Zach's. Wait, you don't think it's Zach's either? Wait.
You shared them. The fact that Fatima believes that her and Danny are on the same page when it comes to Karen's baby is a huge problem for someone who says, that's my sister, that's my friend, and I'm in cahoots and in agreement with your op over here. But Danny herself proved to me she's an op. Hell, they all ops. It's Karen and the 4 ops. They could change the show title to that because that's exactly what it is. And even though I do not believe that the things that Fatima was saying was said to be messy, it's just how she felt in the moment. Fatima doesn't have any loyalty to Karen. I don't expect her to carry herself in that way. But Andy, Danny, and Sabrina, these are the women who are supposed to have Karen's back. These are the women who are supposed to protect her integrity and her reputation in the midst of anybody. I couldn't see myself talking about my friends like that in any way at all. And Fatima feels as though she should be the one that is supposed to have the junior. And Andy was like, yeah, of course. I said, wait a minute. Because who's to say that Fatima is going to bear a son for Zach? Who's to say that? So if Karen and Zach want to name their son, if that's what she's having, a junior, so what? The comments and the messages that I've received about why would Zach want to name his child with Karen a junior and not his child with Fatima? Who does that? We got to take away who he's having the baby from and just deal with the fact that he's having a child. Until DNA proves otherwise, I'm going to say that that's Zach's child. So why does it matter who he's with? It matters that he's having a child and he wants a namesake because he did not have the opportunity to do that with Michael. So I feel like take the women out of the situation. And damn it, I don't even think Fatima pregnant. It's been 3 months. Where her baby bump at? Why she not showing? Why she drinking at this damn brunch if she's supposed to be with child? Yeah, because I don't think her ass is with child. I really don't. This scene was just messy. This scene was messy all around, up, down, left, right, vertical, horizontal, any way you want to cut it up. It was messy as hell. It was messy as hell. And then, like, I'm going to do another video for that. But anyway, this whole thing was just interesting because I feel like the conversation that Fatima is having with these women, that should be towards Angela, not the people who Karen are friends with. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's belligerent. It's disturbing. Any other adjective that fits along in those group of words, that's what it is. Because if I was Karen, I would cuss every last one of them out. And I would tell all of them they could go to hell and they could kiss my ass on the way there. And I hope it tastes good. That would be my verbiage to them, because ain't no way. I wonder if people would have that same energy if Karen was talking to Jasmine, if Karen was talking to Mindy, if Karen was at brunch with Deja. I wonder if the energy would be the same. I think not. But yeah, this brunch was messy as hell. That's really all I got to say about it. Because I think if I keep going and thinking about it, my curse words are going to get more vulgar, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, this was messy. They ain't none of Karen's friends. They are the absolute worst of the worst. Like I said, what the things that Fatima said, she's not Karen's friend. I don't expect her to have any loyalty or to be cautious in the things that she says. But the fact that she feels that her and Danny are in agreement, that is a problem for me. And I need to know how the hell these women got so chummy with each other over this 3-month period. Why does Fatima want to be connected to them? I remember when Fatima first came into the fold, she kept talking about, how she wished she had friends like them, how she wanted to hang out with them, how she wanted to be around them. And I'm thinking, for what? Nothing that they've demonstrated shows you want to be connected. And now that you and Karen are in this peculiar situation, you choose to connect with, like, it's just wild. It's just wild. And I'm going to leave it alone. But I would love to hear y'all thoughts. I know it's going to be some people like, I don't think it was a problem. Karen should have came over there. And I'm so interested in hearing the different perspectives of this situation. And what would you have done if that was you? And I do want to thank the people who I know there are some people I communicate with a lot, consistently with. And I can respect the ones who are not the biggest Karen fans, but they were like, watching that scene, like I would have been hurt. Or watching that scene, I would have felt the same way that Karen is feeling or felt, or maybe having some of the thoughts that she was going through. Or a lot of people felt that the women were wrong for even bringing up Karen. Karen should never be a topic of discussion when she's not there and Fatima is around. Karen's name, her baby, the situation should not ever be a topic of discussion. And I'm going to leave it at that for real this time. But I want to thank you guys for listening. And until next time, I will holler at y'all later. And y'all be safe out there. One.